Hello, 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 everyone. We got season 17 Top Cut happening right now. I'm gonna get the word out about the stream. These guys have been waiting for a while I've fixed technical stuff. So I'm just gonna give them the go ahead, and we can talk about what's going on while they are drawing their hands. So we got Jarol here playing a new deck. He won the previous season, decided to bring something a bit more fun. He's bringing back Han1 with blue, which was a thing for a while in Spark Rebellion, and then not really a thing afterwards. But Jarol's bringing it back. We've got Majar on Quinlan. I believe both these... Yeah, Majar is a previous winner as well. So we've got two heavyweights here competing in our first match. This is another top 4 round robin thing. I don't know why it thinks it's game 2. The overlay. Oh, there we go. Now it should be game 1. Okay. All right. I'll show you the lists between games when we talk about sideboards, but if you want to view them right now, you can go into the description and take a look at the list on Substack. All right. Both players opening with the L3 on turn 1. And Majar, it looks like, has initiative. All right, Majar taking the lead in aggression by going to base, and Jarol following suit. Both players think they can be the aggro here, evidently. All right, Majar dropping a Cassian. Jarol following up with Tech. Both 5 health units, but Cassian's got a bit more health. Jarol is playing the target town. Majar's playing the target town. I just realized I've got these the overlays upside down. I might fix that in game 2. We got Jarol on the bottom, Majar on the top. All right, Cassian is going to hit the tech, which is going to set up a target town kill. Tech able to get some damage in before that happens. Oh, not even target town. Just going to go L3, trade the shield in. Which that actually opens up Jarol to be able to L3 trade. But L3, Jarol's L3 goes to base. Here's a Kira from Majar. Which can disrupt any of these plays. Because Jarol has Han, he's actually got the option to go for C3PO plus either of these 3 drops. And it looks like it's going to be Village Protectors that are chosen by the Kira. So Jarol still has the option of going for Yoda 3PO, or he could just drop a Yoda and keep the extra card. We'll see what he goes for. Might be wise to save the extra card and then get to Han next turn in a more guilt-free manner. Might also depend on if this C3PO hits. Ooh, okay. Looks like all 4 resources to probably smuggle something. Yeah, it's another tech. Replace the first one. The village people gets resourced. Not going to play it through that Kira. Jarol decides. All right, Majar with the initiative here. It is the Quinlan deploy turn. All right, L3 going to ram into the tech, set up the target town. Tech gets some damage in, and there we go, target town. Used to clear out that tech. Jarol's L3 goes to base. And it looks like Majar's got a bit of a better board state, but Jarol's definitely been able to get a lot of chip damage in there. And now Jarol's setting up for the Han deploy by resourcing. There. Majar is holding a copy of Plo Koon, which is going to be a nasty surprise for this Han. Yep, so there's the Plo Koon. That's massive. Kills the Han, prevents one of the 7 drops from coming down out of Jarol, and also gets to ping the shield off the L3. Space Falcon coming down for Jarol. Which is certainly something to worry about. But Majar also has Force Throw Han to be able to clear it, if need be. All right. Jarol's on 6 resources, gets to swing in with the Falcon. And he's going to resource again to put one of those 7s on the menu. Could be either Luke or Han. I think Majar's going to try and preempt it. Yeah. So he gets to pick which one it is. Unfortunately, can't get rid of both of them with Spark Rebellion. I'm not sure which is worse. It's probably the Luke. Yeah, and Majar does pick the Luke. So Han gets to come in, eats the Kira. All right, Majar is in a bit of a bind here. He's only got 10 health left, which means he's got to clear both these units by next round. Even like if he leaves the Falcon alive, like 2 hits from it is lethal. All right, gonna just drop in Ahsoka. Why not the 3PO to force throw the second 7 drop? Ooh. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That would have been a good line. I guess you really wanted to get the Ahsoka down. All right, so Majar not out of it yet. In fact, getting the Ahsoka down, depending on how things go, might have been a really good call. right, we're immediately going to see Rivals Fall, Plo Koon. Which means Majar now has the opportunity to force throw his own Han, which probably is going to kill the Falcon, meaning Big Han gets one hit in, and then Majar probably has to throw Cassian Quinlan into him to kill him. Which means he's going to have an Ahsoka and a Quinlan alive to nothing on Jarol's side. Plus, he might have something to smuggle out here. That's how I would play this out, probably. Majar's thinking about other options. Really, it probably does depend on what he has in the resource row. And yep, it's going to be force throw. I think you do have to do that because, you might think, just Han the other Han. But if you do that, like the Falcon's going to get one hit in, and then you might not have an out to it for next round. And that would be lethal. I think you just have to go with this. Now, Jarol's got to decide like whether he wants to be aggressive here, get the damage in, or if he wants to eat one of these units. All right, and Jarol is going to eat the Ahsoka. And yep, Cassian crashes into the solo. Here, Jarol gets the claim, and Quinlan finishes him off. Now let's see, is there like another Cassian in the row for Majar maybe? Nope. All right. Onward we go. Majar managed to get out of that round without taking any damage on the base. And he's still left with a unit alive. Jarol gets to play out a Falcon here. Majar gonna swing in with the Quinlan. I think Majar's probably just gonna drop units down here. There's an A-Wing. Jarol, we know, has an L3 because he resourced it this round in the resource row, and it's coming out. All right, Fang Fighter comes down. That deletes the shield off the L3, and the Quinlan Ping puts damage into Falcon. Obi-Wan here is a nice pickup for Jarol. Could potentially block off the Grand Arena. No surprise strike. I'm not even sure if he's running this. He's got 7 health left. Gonna pay to keep the Falcon running. Yep, Obi-Wan. Majar has another force throw if he wants it. Right, just going to swing in with the with the A-Wing there. Jarol going to not be greedy and clear that Fang Fighter. 4-star comes out for Majar, discards a Falcon, which is going to blow up the L3. Fang Fighter and Addy Galea coming down for Majar. Majar threatening lethal in space, but Jarol picks up a big Falcon, which can save him. Remember, it has ambush when coming out of the hand. A-Wing gets one in there. Or one hit in there, that is. Red Fad coming down. That's 2 ways to lethal in space. Can Jarol get something? Doesn't look like he can. And it looks like Majar is going to take this first one. Yep, Jarol calls it. All right. It's 1 to Majar. Let's take a look at these deck lists here. This is Majar's Quinlan. Got a main deck, Aggrieved Parliamentarian. Spicy. No Kylos in this top cut, unfortunately, but could potentially be relevant for disrupting Anakin's. There are two Han Solo decks that are not playing right now. So that is the Han Blue. Other than that, this looks like a pretty typical Quinlan list. 3 Depa Balaba is interesting. I don't know if that's standard. But it's definitely solid. 2 more Parliamentarians in the sideboard. All right. And let's take a look at Jarol's funny off-meta deck. He just won the previous season, so he's entitled to have some fun here. Watto in the main. I'm sorry we didn't get to see that one. That looks fun. But yeah, this is I guess sort of a mid-rangey pile. With some valuable cards in there, and then Luke's, Hans, and Tanos on the top end. Definitely can be aggressive if he's got Falcons in there and Hans, and he can also draw a lot of cards with Yodas and 3POs. On the sideboard, though, he's got some more stuff for longer games, including Vigilance, and also some more aggressive things like Guerrilla Insurgents. We'll see if those are going to make the cut. And talking about Majar sideboard, he's got a lot of stuff for Kylo, 2 Boozles, 2 Parliamentarians. Also got the 3rd Spark Rebellion, which helped him last game. The 3rd Falcon. I'm kind of surprised the 3rd Falcon's not in the main. Waylays might help. Bombing Run, probably not. Looks like he's possibly bringing out Parliamentarian and double Fang Fighter, or Falcon, double Waylay, and Spark of Hope. And he might be finding something else to get rid of. All right. We should be getting into game 2 here. Can the defending champ back it up? Double Hotshot Blaster for Jarol going into that resource row. We got to remember that's there. Looks like Jarol might actually be keeping one of the hot shots, which would surprise me. No, he's going to resource it. All right. And again, the double L3s. Because Majar was forced to go first, he didn't get to ping off the shield. Swing into base. Majar does. I think this is a nice opportunity for a Guerrilla Insurgent. A Guerrilla Soldier? I always forget what the name of that card is. I think it's Guerrilla Soldier. For Majar. But this could be a bit of a misplay. He goes L3 into base first. I probably would have played the Guerrilla first. Yeah, because now the damage can go onto that Cassian and it won't ready. All right. Jarol instead is going to use the Han action. Get an extra resource. Plays out a Kanan. It's a bit of a rough hand for Jarol. Not much to do. Majar has got the Kira again as a 4, or could alternatively go for Adigalia plus the A-Wing, or Adigalia plus the Force Throw also. Now, Kanan is a big unit, but he's not super threatening into the sport state. Can't kill a Cassian. Vulnerable now to Targentown because of the L3 shield. Jarol's going to get one attack off with him. 4 to base. And then is going to get to restore 1. And get rid of that hot shot. That's actually a nice hit. Hot shot's a valuable card. Yeah, it's going to be the Kira. I guess this Jarol probably calls Guerrilla Soldier here. Possibly like tech or something that might come out of the resource room. You guys can still hear me, right? Yeah, you can. Okay. Let's see, it was actually Luke called by the cure there from the chat. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. All right, there's Targentown. Clear the cannon. And yeah, Majar's just going to keep playing a bit of control, knocking the shield off the L3 with the Cassian. Second Luke drawn with the Kira on board. One of those got to go into the resource row. Yep. All right. Quinlan flip turn for Majar. Possible Han flip turn for Jarol if he wants it. Oh, a second hot shot coming down. And it's going to be base for the L3. And then the opposing L3 kind of trade those. Han going resource up to 6. It looks like Majar again has the platoon for that Han deploy. Jarol trying to delay as long as he can. See if he can get as much damage as he can onto that base. $19. And it looks like Jarol now has to force him to have it. Can't remember from Jarol's list if he's running surprise strikes. Let me double check. He is in fact not running surprise strikes. So no way he can get to lethal next turn from the Falcon. Unless he draws a second Falcon, I guess. It's like a pass from Jarol there, and a second pass, I think, after the Kira attack. If I'm Majar, I'm just taking initiative here, probably. Yeah. All right, Majar going to force for himself. Clear out that Falcon. Jarol goes to 7. There's Tanev coming out in space. Let's pull up Tanev. Five, 7 creates an X-Wing. Between those two units, that is presenting lethal. In 2 actions. Majar's going to get in a hit with the Kira. I think that's another pass from Jarol. Majar is in a bind here. He's got... he actually doesn't have even... like, lethal even here. Just gonna take initiative there. Oh, pulls up, draws Waylay and Surprise Strike. Surprise Strike, not quite enough to get there, but he can Waylay the Tantive, which stops the lethal on Jarol's side and gives him a chance to play that Surprise Strike. No, actually, Jarol can. Jarol is just gonna hit in with the X-Wing, but Jarol can just flip the Han here, and he probably has to do it now. Yeah, he does it now, which means Majar would have to have an out. Oh, he's thinking about it again? Did he? Okay. If he doesn't flip, I think he loses. And I think if he does flip, I think he wins. All right, he does, yeah. Or no, actually, it's not over yet. Majar can surprise strike to kill the Han. But then the Tantive comes out again. Oh, no, actually, he went back down to 6. But Falcon comes out and effectively does the same thing. Village people first, it looks like. I think we are going to be seeing a game 3 here. All right, Majar takes initiative. That's 3 for a Falcon. Puts Majar to 24. 3 ways to lethal. And Majar doesn't have what it takes to stop it. So we are going to see a game 3. And the champ is not out of it yet. Let me see if I can pull up the bracket for this season. It looks like Majar's going back into the sideboard. All right, yeah. So here's the bracket. The other 2 players, Uncle Rico and Wei Yun, both on Han1 Blue. Bringing back what they played in last month's Top Cut. Majar was not in last month's Top Cut, but we did have another Quinlan player in last month's Top Cut. So, looking very similar to what's happened before. But some different, some new stuff from Jarol. That's on blue, and he might be able to get the first one here. And we're off for game 3. Majar taking the mulligan. Overt strength we see in Jarol's hand. That's that came out of the sideboard. All right, Jarol made to start with the initiative. Goes for the Han play. And all 3 matches, Jarol has managed to dodge that turn 1 Quinlan ping. And a Luke getting resourced off the bat here. For Majar. Or for Jarol, sorry. All right, Majar with initiative. Gonna spend 3. Looks like a hotshot blaster. 4 to base. And this is a really nice opening for a Gorilla Soldier on Jarol's side. Yep. Boom. And all 3 of it goes to the base. Or actually, it's going to put 1 of it on the L3, it looks like. or getting in. And this is looking remarkably similar. All 3 games, Kira on 4. We'll see what the description is. Probably just the village people. Yep. Village people. Jarol getting hits in while he can. And we'll see if Majar decides to... How Majar decides to use this L3. I guess he probably is just going to go to base. Because he can kill the gorilla soldier. But then the tech could eat him and survive. So yep, just going to go to base. Hot shot. Tech goes 4 to base. And Majar gets initiative again. Got the Plo Koon online. And he might actually... He's tempted to... Sports Day makes it really tempting to use it right away. Even though it potentially allows the Han to actually flip and survive this round. Yep, there's the Plo. Going to eat the tech. Gorilla goes to base. Kira eats the gorilla. Han is going to resource here. And then Quinlan deploys for Majar. All right, L3 is going to bump the Han here. Han gets to go to base and go up to 7. This is the first time this game we've seen that happen. Although the board state still does look pretty nice for Majar. Four units out, all damaged but none defeated for Majar. Jarol is threatening lethal here, technically. Between these 2 units. Majar does have the force throw, though, which is going to be able to take the Tantive offline. All right, yep, force throw clears the Tantive. Now, Jarol actually has the Han pilot in hand, which is going to get 4 in and threaten lethal for next turn. Now, can Majar actually close it out this turn? 6 in with the Han. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the board. That is 6 shy. L3 coming out of the resource row. Oh, Majar can set up. He still has the target town, so he can play something, ping the X-wing, and then target town it. Oh, but he's just gonna take initiative. That might have cost him the game. And yeah, Majar scoops it up. Or the Han is unless the Han is bigger than I thought it was. Oh, it's 2-3. Yeah, no. So he couldn't have done that thing that I was talking about. You would have had to get 2 pings on it and then target down. So Jarol, our defending champion, takes the first one of the top cut. We're gonna have more for you in the coming days. I think we've got Wei-Yun and Rico playing on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific should be the next one. Thank y'all for tuning in, and remember to always take the initiative.